Congratulations on getting your home care license. I am Nichelle from Passionate CNA Home Care Service LLC. I've been in the game for 19 years. Yay me! Thank you, Jesus. But whether you're starting your business, you're in the middle, or you're an OG in the game like myself, there are three things that you must always continue to do. Your whole time in the home care industry, you need to do these things to keep your home care agency relevant. The first thing is you need to continue to market your agency. Anytime somebody sees you, you are a representation of your home care agency. I remember when I was a little girl, my mama used to always say, when you go outside of this house, you're representing this family. So you hold yourself accordingly. You present yourself accordingly. You make sure that you dress like you need to be dressed, that you are acting the way that you need to be acting. And that's the same thing with your home care agency. You don't want to be out looking crazy and people see you and be like, oh, I seen the owner of this home care agency and they was looking terrible. No, you go out and represent not only yourself, but represent your home care agency. If people ask you what you do, you need to be able to spit it out, what you do. You don't need to be like, well, and always keep a business card with you. I don't care where you go. You never know who you might run into. So you are a walking billboard for your home care agency. And you got to realize that. You got to understand that. You got to do it. Continue to do it. You're always going to be the face of your agency. I don't care if it's just starting or you were OG. You're always going to have to represent your agency. I've been in the game 19 years. And if you go on any of my social media, you'll see me with pictures with my gear on. When you start out, you have to do what you can do. Stuff might look a little cheap, but it's out there. People see it. And as you can do better, get better graphics, get better gear for your home care agency, do that. When you can do better, because it's an investment. It's an investment. You have to continue to market. You have to even go back to the basics of the old school of putting ads in the papers. You have to go back to the basics sometimes. But you have to continue to market. Your social media should have your personal social media and it has your business social media. Your business social media should be about your business social media. It should be letting people know what you do, how you do it, when you do it, where your office is, how they can get in touch with you. You need to have your website up and running. If you don't, you need to have a way for people to contact you. Your social media is a marketing platform for your home care agency. You can also get Google ads and Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Instagram ads. You can do that as well. They do have it where you can set the price per day or whatever. Those work. They do work. They get your stuff. They might not bring you the clientele that you want or the employees that you want when you first started. But what it does is it puts your name out there, your agency out there. So if somebody looks up home care, you will be within the first maybe 25, depending on how many ads you run and how the algorithm is going. But you have to make yourself known. You have to be present. And even when you're on your social media and you are on your social media as a business, when you see other businesses posting things, you need to get your name on there. You need to put your name on there. So like on Facebook, if you comment on somebody's post so many times, different posts so many times, they'll give you a badge. And that is another badge of advertisement for you, because it's going to say Passionate CNA Home Care Service was the top person to comment on such and such page. So that means everybody that you follow, everybody that they follow, and the people that they follow all see your name. So when they think, oh, I need a home care agency and I'm in North Carolina. Oh, I remember seeing this young person. They kept posting. Let me see what the name of that agency was. So you always market yourself. You're not gonna be able to do everything that everybody wants, but you can at least try. You can at least try. I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure that I hit everything that I want to hit. Communication. Communication is the next thing that you have to be able to do. Now, me, when I first started, I had a problem with that because I felt like once I said it, that was it. I ain't bending. If my rule is this, my rule is this. If I say I'm only doing this, this, and this for a client, that's all I'm doing. But I had to take that back, humble myself, and remember that it's not about me. I have to be able to communicate with the family member. I have to be able to communicate with the nurse. I have to be able to communicate with the caregivers. I need to be able to communicate with different vendors that I have. So in order to work on my communication, me personally, I had to get in that mirror and talk to myself. Let myself know, like, hold up. Now, you ain't got to be the loudest thing in there, but you don't got to be so meek that you can't speak up for yourself. So I had to go over it with myself. You got to be able to communicate. Like I said, when somebody asks you what you do, you have got to be able to put it out there. The only way you're going to get familiar with doing that is if you get in that mirror and you start saying it. You communicate. You have to be able to communicate. When you go to family members' homes or they're calling you on the phone to ask you about services, you don't have to be just trying to think of an answer. You got to be able to take it from the top of your head. You have got to be a communicator. You've got to be able to communicate. You got to be able to communicate. There's the biggest thing in this field is miscommunication. One person is thinking this, the other person is thinking this, the other person is thinking this, and the client is up here thinking something else. You all need to be on one accord, one page. It's not easy, but communication will help. Now, the third thing you have got to do from the beginning to the OG time, you have got to be able to listen. Sometimes it's not always about being the one to speak. Sometimes you got to listen. You'll never know what your clients want. You'll never know what your family members want. You'll never know what your caregivers want if you're not listening. You've got to listen. It's all right to be heard, but you got to listen. That listening is going to help you to understand and be able to meet the needs of your clients, of your caregivers. So, if this information has been helpful to you or for you and your agency, please drop down in the comments. Drop down in the comments your name, the agency name, so that I can go follow you and I can support you. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on all social media at Passionate CNA Home Care Service LLC. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you on the next time.